Okay, so here's the crush washer. This was, I guess they're not copper. For some reason I thought they were copper. Maybe they were copper on my GS1000. Anyway, totally destroyed. There's just no, yeah, there's no reusing that. So I gotta find some more. Getting it back on is gonna be, I always hate that. Because you gotta get the crush washer in there, and then you gotta put these things on like this and try and hold them while putting that other piece on and then threading nuts in there. So what I do typically, and it works pretty good, is I put a little engine oil on the crush washer, put it in the motor, in the exhaust port. That generally holds it in there. Then I do that for all four, then I get these put up there and just one by one put, the shims in there and whatever, and kind of pray. Wrapping from here to here should be relatively easy, but from this bend here all the way to here is going to be a nightmare, because there's just enough room to fit the cloth through here, and then back here. I can't see it, but back here, it's not going to be fun. But I'm going to try it. I got the wrap all set, ready to go. So there's several schools of thought. I've read a lot of articles online. I've watched a lot of videos. They all say the same thing. Half of them say, "Oh, you got to do it dry." The other half say, "No, do it wet." I think the people that do it, who wrap these with the cloth being dry, are people who've done it a million times and can get it done right while it's dry. I'm going to do it wet because it seemed to me like a lot of the first timers that did it wet managed to get it on there, and it conformed, and it worked. I was going to paint this, but that give it another coat of paint before I wrap it. Try and keep it from rusting. Problem with that is, if I paint it with heat paint, it's not going to fully cure until I put it on the bike and ride it for a while. And if I got the wrap on there, that might just cause the wrap to slip. Since this paint is on here and on here pretty good, there's a couple spots where it's come off, but whatever. For the most part, it's on there pretty good. I'm going to leave it without repainting it. And like I said, I'm hoping to get new headers and a new exhaust next year. Unless I find a 750 I like. 750 to 1000. So. Anyway, so moving on. Okay, so I cut out a 10-inch strip, a 10-foot strip. Kind of dry wrapped it on here, got about to here, and a couple things occurred to me. One, I'm absolutely going to have to wet it. Mostly because I got the 2-inch. I should have gone with the 1-inch. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm going to try and make the 2-inch happen since I paid for it and can't return it. But it may be, after getting this on, I may have to just get the 1-inch. Also, I think 10 feet's too much. Now, I went with 10 feet because I saw a video where this guy was wrapping CB550 pipes, and he started with 10-foot pieces and wound up with just a little bit extra. These are considerably smaller in diameter, and the length is shorter. I probably could have gotten away with maybe 7 or 8 feet, but just on this first one, I'm just going to see how much I have left, and that'll give me a good idea. So anyway, so I'm going to put it in the water because, like I said, definitely needs to be more pliable than it is now. And even then, I'm not sure this is going to work. I may have to just bite the bullet and get a 1-inch wrap. I'm not sure. I probably don't have to do this, but I'm going to put this on here and tighten it down once I got a couple of wraps going, and once I go around a couple of times. I don't think it's strictly necessary, but I think I'm going to need something to hold it. We'll see. But I mean, it won't hurt. So might as well. So leave that on there for now. And I'm going to let this soak about 10 minutes and I'll be right back. Alright, it's been a while, so this didn't have to soak 10 minutes or however long it was, but I felt like I had some other things I had to do, so why not? I wasn't going to hurt it any. It's fiberglass, right? So I'm going to do this. Whether it works or not, it's still getting posted. It might be I have to scrap it and come back to it, think of something else. Could also be I have to wait and get the 1 inch. So we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. Now this may not have soaked enough. Okay, well, here goes. Okay, so let's just put this on here just a little bit. I don't have enough gap. Hang on. No, that should hold it. I don't really have enough of a gap here. See, it's really not a big enough gap to wrap this twice here so that it sticks. That's why I'm doing this. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Definitely interesting. And I definitely have to pull it pretty darn tight. And, yeah. Okay. I have to figure something else out here because this, thought I could just leave it in the bucket and work my way around it, but that ain't going to happen because it's now wrapping around the pipe so much that I can't work with it. So and I could see how pipes rust with this stuff on it. Definitely see that. But it is what it is. Yeah, definitely the next one's going to be much shorter. I don't think I need 10 feet. So the shorter the length, the better, I think. But you still want it long enough, right, to get to the collector. As it is, I'm going to have to wrap the collector, and then I generally don't like the way that looks, but I think in this case it's something I'm going to need to do for sure. Now I'm keeping the bucket down here because the floor is dusty and I don't want it picking up any of the dust. I don't think it would hurt it, but it sure wouldn't look very good. So, but that just makes it more and more wetter. One guy said if your hands aren't hurting, you're not doing it right. They're starting to hurt. Not a lot, but I can start to feel it already. And I don't think I'm pulling that particularly tight either. But now, hopefully you guys are seeing this okay, if you're at all interested. It's a learning experience for me, for sure. It's definitely getting easier to wrap as I'm on the straight piece and as the wrap shortens considerably. 10 feet might actually wind up being enough, I don't know, but then I've gone just a hair more than half of the width of the wrap, and it might be I'm doing it too tight. I might need to widen the gap a little bit. But we'll see, because I'm kind of running out of wrap already. Yeah, it's going to be close. So I guess 10 feet is the magical number, which gives me enough to do, if I can do it with 10 feet, enough to do all the pipes and the collector without buying another roll. But we'll see. We'll see. It's interesting, it's getting sort of grayish appearance as it dries out, but it wasn't gray when it was dry to begin with. The water is a little blackish now, so maybe some of the color comes off when you get it wet. And it's definitely come off at the end, as you can see here. I probably did something wrong there to make it do that, I mean. Now here's the fun part. Coming right down to where the pipes cross, and there isn't any sort of gap there. So I'd have to feed it like that. Yeah, that worked. But it left a gap here. Hang on. I have to unwrap it here. It's a little loose from the last wrap. There we go. Obviously I don't want the tape flapping in the wind when I'm riding, right? So. Give you these wonderful metal straps, kind of like metal zip ties, as it were. Way bigger than I need. But they're stainless steel, so that's good. And there's the first one. It's a little floppy. Can you see? No. Okay. It's a little loose right here, but I'm hoping it'll tighten up as it dries. Let's get you a closer look. Hang on. Then, you know, that'll be off, obviously. But that wasn't horrible. It didn't take forever. I'll have to cut off the excess here. I just don't know what I have to do here to make sure it stays. I don't know if I crimped this. I'll have to look into that. Oops. Right there, there's a something right there, and I think I pushed that down and it locks it in place. It's actually staying as it is, and it frayed at the end, so. But 10 feet. That's what did it. So there you go. Alright, I'm gonna finish that one up. Get you back on the workbench here. Alright, I'm gonna finish that one up and then do the next one.